What is up, guys? This is James from the Smacktalking Amigos, and what did we just witness at Survivor Series? Apart from the pay-per-view being absolutely amazing, we just saw Bill Goldberg squash Brock Lesnar inside 2 minutes. All it took was 2 spears and then a jackknife to destroy Brock Lesnar, to destroy the Beast. And Goldberg didn't even take a small trip to Suplex City. I am absolutely stunned to see that this morning. Unfortunately, I didn't stay up and watch the event live, but I've just watched it now, and I wanted to get a sort of video out to you guys to say absolutely amazing. And I've spent some time thinking for the past couple of minutes, how did I feel about it? Did I feel annoyed? Because I've been reading a couple of message boards that said people are annoyed, and I've been hearing from other people that they're annoyed. I don't feel annoyed at all by the finish of that match. That is what wrestling is all about. We want to be surprised and we want to be shocked. And the fact that Bill Goldberg, who hasn't wrestled in, nearest damn it 10 years, beat Brock Lesnar, the former UFC champion, the toughest man in the business today, the man that's completely untouchable. Even when he goes back to UFC, he can face drug problems and all that sort of thing, and he's still untouchable. Bill Goldberg goes in and destroys him. And what I've heard this morning as well is that Goldberg hopefully may well be competing in the Royal Rumble as well. So we'll be talking about that obviously this week, myself and Kian at the Smacktalking Amigos. Just want to talk to you quickly about the rest of the event. The women's match was absolutely brilliant, filler with a couple of spots. Once again, my prediction that Bayley would be one of the last people left. Unfortunately, Kian, I was right. Bayley to Bayley, and the Raw women get the win, only for Bayley to be absolutely annihilated thereafter by Charlotte. The tag team match was phenomenal, taking out the New Day straight away. Who would have thought that? And then we saw an amazing performance from Cesaro and Sheamus. At one point, Cesaro completed a Cesaro swing for what felt like hours. It felt like he was just going and going and going. My MVPs in that match, though, have to be the Usos, because they showed absolutely how dominant they can be as a force. The one part I didn't like so much was a bit of the build-up, but we had Enzo and Cass coming out doing their shtick, and then we had the New Day coming out and doing their shtick. I think it went on for a little bit too long. I also would have liked to have seen Rhino and Slater do a bit more other than Rhino take out, I think it was Luke Gallows with a gore. But another excellent win to put Raw 2-0 up. We of course saw The Miz bring the title back home to SmackDown. As I predicted, we'll discuss that next week. We also saw Kalisto and the Brian Kendrick put on a very, very good contest, only for it to be stopped by Mr. Baron Corbin. My thoughts on this: I've heard a lot of heat about this from people saying, why was Baron Corbin, does it take away from the Cruiserweight division, so on and so forth. For me, Baron Corbin is coming up as one of the biggest heels in the business today. He needed to do something a little bit special in order to get over with the fans. And you saw Daniel Bryan saying that's not on. Could we perhaps be seeing a switch between Baron Corbin and Sami Zayn, who we know Daniel Bryan would love to have on the SmackDown brand? And I think Baron Corbin doesn't care where he goes, just as long as he gets to beat people up. Finally, the thing I want to talk about, of course, is the men's 5-on-5 match. We'll talk about it a bit more this week at Smacktalking Amigos when Kian's with me. But what a match! And what a couple of spots we saw. We saw AJ and Dean further their feud. We saw Shane get taken out of a spear and be concussed. We don't know if that's real or if that's kayfabe or what it is, but it looked pretty intense to me, actually. We also saw a bit of a Shield reunion, which I didn't expect to see, but I was delighted to see it. And then, of course, we saw the Viper and the Eater of Worlds come out victorious. The Viper, for me, see, if Braun Strowman would have stayed in, I would have said he was the most dominant man in the match. But that RKO out of nowhere, wow. He can take anyone out from anywhere. And that's what we like to see. He was obviously the guy who RKO'd Braun Strowman onto the table for Shane to take that huge bump onto Braun Strowman. And let's talk about Shane for a second. He's not a competing athlete. He has a stake in the company. And yet he's doing something crazy like that. Guys, I really, really want to hear your thoughts on Survivor Series. For me, it's an A show. You know, it's an A show. It's definitely one of the big four. It cements itself. The Survivor Series formula works fantastically. I would give it a grade of an A or an A+. I was so enamoured to watch it, and everything I saw surprised me. And as well as surprising me, it made sense in continuing stories for the company. Anyway, this is James from the Smacktalking Amigos. Find us at Smacktalking Amigos. Please, hashtag Smacktalking Amigos. And we'll see you again this week with our review of Raw and SmackDown when Kian, who's not here right now, will be sitting next to me. Peace!